I hope he doesn't get the sickness.
My boy Kurt is a stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beach dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need pre-wish. Stay-at-home Disney dad.
Mighty May, full disclosure, I have made a lot of money shooting hockey over the years. I've been a handheld camera operator for every arena in the city at one point, and I can easily say I've shot hundreds of hockey games in the last 15 years, but I really don't know that much about hockey, like the game itself. I've never played. Remember before toxic masculinity was being called out, we used to say to our bros, oh, that's it, I'm taking back your man card when they did something silly. Oh, that's it, man card revoked. Having never seen the 3 Mighty Ducks movies until this last week, I feel like that's definitely back in the day a I'm gonna revoke your man card moment, but I feel like I'm about to learn a lot. Let's do this. It's Mighty May. Let's drop the puck. Let's keep our sticks on the ice. Let's slap shot from the blue line and use other hockey words as we power through 3 weeks of Mighty Ducks movies. Okay, this one starts with a coach. He's telling a little kid if he misses this shot, he's going to let his whole team down. This kid's taking a penalty shot in slow motion. I'm going to guess he misses, and this results in long-term trauma that shapes him into adulthood. Good times, and also sadly an accurate outcome when you put this much sports pressure on children. Neither here nor there. I hear a crowd. I don't see a crowd. The arena, the seating area is dark, so obviously they didn't want to pay for a rink full of extras to be in the scene, and I can't blame them. The kid takes the shot, bing, he hits the post, he misses. The kid lets everyone down. His coach actually holds his head in his hand and does this. That's sad. That's sad acting. Okay, fade to black. Now this kid is all grown up. He's a hotshot lawyer. To me, Emilio Estevez will never not be the dude from Young Guns, but in the Mighty Ducks universe, he's Gordon Bombay. Bombay uses fancy words and wins the case and celebrates because he's 30-0 in the courtroom, so I guess he can't score on a penalty shot, but he's a pretty good lawyer. Good to know. Now he's speeding, and he's drinking, and he's driving in his car, and as the kids say, that escalated quickly. The cops pull him over, and he says, oh, this is not good. No, I wouldn't think so. The cop says, breath, blood, or urine. He says, no thanks, I'm full. Even back in 1992, when cops pulled people over for drunk driving, they did not appreciate this style of humor. Now he's in court. I mean, he was in court before, but now he's in court for himself because of his drunk driving. This movie is moving fast. Reckless endangerment is what he's charged with. Bombay says he found a loophole to get himself out of this mess, and his boss at the firm is like, Bombay, no! You're gonna eat this! You're gonna be temporarily suspended and do 500 hours of community service and then come back a better person and a better attorney. Now, since Bombay can't drive anymore, he pays someone to drive him around in a limo because he's rich and he's young and he's good looking and he probably has a new girlfriend every weekend, and he still can't get over missing a stupid penalty shot when he was a kid. His limo driver is a total burnout. Okay, let's meet some kids. There's some kids going through garbage. They give a dog a bunch of garbage food, then they follow the dog around until it craps. Then they pick up the crap and they put it in a purse with a bill hanging out. And then they leave it there, and then they watch as someone stops, looks around, picks up the purse, and takes off. And just like that, this is just for laughs, gags. The thief drives away, then slams on the brakes. The kids all cheer and laugh when the angry driver's like, ah, it's poop! And then he sees the kids laughing, he gets out of his car, and we get a Benny and Hill sped up chase scene where the robber bad guy chases the kids, and he ends up getting crotched by a 2x4. The kids celebrate. This is Home Alone meets those YouTube videos where they trick porch pirates with glitter bomb packages. Bombay sees these kids playing hockey on an outdoor rink. He gets his limo driver to drive all the way out to the ice. Some African-American kid tells him he's in the wrong hood and he better leave before they use his cracker eyes for hockey pucks. All right, little man. Gordon Bombay says, I'm Gordon Bombay and I'm the new hockey coach. And quote, here's the long and the short of it. I hate hockey and I don't like kids. Good intro. And then he tells the kids that maybe one day one of these kids will write a book about this experience while they're in jail. Oh no! Bombay burns these kids hotter than the pizza pops their parents microwave for them every day for supper. Bombay says, let's see what you got. The kids suck, and one kid just stands there and does the old SNL making copies by the copier gag and does commentary about how they all suck. Some girl comes and says they're 0 and 9. Keep that in mind as we progress. 0-9. They sit at 0 wins, 9 losses. Now, Bombay's in his office, which is in the limo. He's on the phone. He asks, who's looking after my cases while I'm suspended? And it's someone named Jane, and he spit takes. Suddenly, all the kids crawl on his limo, then crawl in the limo. The driver takes everyone for a ride. The fat kid Goldberg farts, and this is comedy. Someone's mom comes and pulls all the kids out of the limo and berates Bombay. She's furious with him, and you can tell these two are going to end up together because I know things. See, if this mom is mean and ugly, she would be the annoying antagonist. If this mom is mean and pretty, they will slowly warm up to each other and become a romantic item by the third act. Just an observation. Prove me wrong. Now they're all practicing in a rink. Oh, this might be a game. I guess his team is playing Bombay's old team. The championship pennants are all over the walls of this arena, and Bombay has some flashbacks. And his old coach shows up, who still coaches this team, 20 years later? Wow, he asks Bombay why he's coaching these kids. Because he's a criminal! Bombay's old coach talks about his star player, some kid named Banks, and together they stare at a second place banner on the wall. The only year that team didn't take first place because Bombay missed the penalty shot, and his old coach was like, I wish they would take that one down. Don't you? And he has another flashback of blowing the penalty shot, and I am so happy this guy never saw war or like a suicide. Like, geez Louise, you missed a goal, buddy! Bombay wants to beat this old man coach, and he tries to fire up his group of ragtag players and no dice. We get a cutaway of some sad kids sitting in the audience. The forwards line up, and the skin tone goes dark, light, dark, and one of the players from the other team asks, is this the Oreo lineup? Which I'm 99% sure is racist and offensive by today's standards. So you have my word, I didn't even crack a smile at that line. There's a kid called Spazway with a breakaway, and he whiffs. The mean home team coach says they should be winning by double, and quote, it's not worth winning unless you want to win big, and that's actually not the worst advice. End of the game, final score, mean coach 17 to their zip, which would put them at 10-0. Keep that in mind. Bombay says they stink. The kids turn on Bombay. Bombay screams, why the hell didn't you listen to me? They say, why the hell should we? Point, counterpoint, scene change. The team are now going through the garbage and they find an entire box of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issues. The jerk team that just beat them on the ice show up in the alley on rollerblades. They take the magazines from the kids and say, quote, you would know what to do with them anyway. And again, jamming unnecessary adult humor into these kids' movies, like thinking the parents will get the joke and the kids won't get the joke. But the kids will 100% get that reference, and now movie night is uncomfortable across the board. Once again, it escalates, and the kids are about to get roughed up by the good team that just beat them when that giant sad kid that was sitting in the arena watching them pops up, and he tosses the jerk rollerbladers around, like he physically throws them until they retreat. Now we're at the next game, and Bombay is on his way to slowly getting them to trust them and listen to him. But he's teaching them to cheat and take falls. Like all sports movies, this is going to be a slow burn. I want to write a screenplay about a team where a new coach that doesn't seem like a good fit shows up on day one and the team immediately takes to him and he turns the team around during the first practice. We get dramatic music, so I feel like these guys are about to cheat and score their first goal, and no, the one kid won't take the fall. They lose again. Cheating is not the way. Time for some soul searching. Bombay goes to some cabin shop in the woods where an old guy is sharpening skates. We meet wise old Hans. Hans saw Bombay at the game the other night. Why didn't you come say hi? Asks Bombay. Hans replies, you were too busy screaming at the kids. There's a newspaper clipping on Hans' wall about Bombay missing the penalty shot all those years ago and the team's championship streak being ruined. You scored 198 goals that season, Gordon. It's a shame you quit. You love to play. Don't you remember? Hans continues the interrogation. Why did you stop? He gives Bombay some skates. Close up of him tying them up. I'll admit, I'm not overly invested in this sports movie. Not my thing, but this scene has some weight. Scenes of forgotten childhood will always resonate with me. Flashback to when he was a kid and he still loved the game. I know this is a light Disney movie, but in all honesty, most of us can pinpoint the exact moment our childhood died. It was the exact moment something we used to love doing suddenly became work. Yeah, now Bobby is knocking at some kid's door, and it's a pretty angry mom. I mean, the mom who is angry and is also pretty opens up the door and doesn't want to let Bombay inside. Bombay, not Bobby. She says she doesn't want him making her son feel bad in between games as well. Great line. Also, mom hair is on point. Perfect triangle. Charlie is a kid, and he looks familiar. He's like a little kid version of a famous actor, which, I'm probably correct in that assumption. Bombay apologizes for asking him to cheat and tells Charlie it took a lot of guts not to cheat. Mixed signals. Charlie asks Bombay to stay for dinner. Mom gets mad, then softens, because Coach Gordon is handsome. Okay, next scene. His boss at the law firm is Mr. Duckworth. And I know where this is going. This makes sense now. Bombay asks the firm to sponsor the team. $15,000. Boss says, no way. He pitches that they could name the team after the law firm and it would be goodwill in the community. And this sales pitch is still the same sales pitch in 2021. Sports shopping montage to Marky Mark's Good Vibrations. This is my new favorite movie. In no irony at all, Good Vibrations is an amazing song. They see that giant sad kid shopping there as well, and Bombay's like, who's that giant? Oh, he's a football player who took a scholarship for football on the one condition that he doesn't play hockey. From there, they scout a couple figure skaters. A sister and a brother figure skating team join the hockey team. Now everyone's at practice and everyone is slowly getting on the same page. Bombay passes eggs back and forth to them and tells them not to break them. Is that a real hockey thing? It should be. If it's not, it's fun. They can't break the eggs. Confidence building part. They tie the goalie to the goal, spread eagle, and then the team rifles pucks at him so he's not scared of being hit by pucks anymore, and it works. It doesn't hurt anymore, and he starts trash talking the teams. They fire harder at him. Then they all celebrate and they cheer as they go off the ice and forget about the poor goalie tied up. Bombay drives Charlie home and asks him where his dad is. Ouch, dude. Might be a sensitive question for the kid. The only thing more transparent would have been to ask Charlie, do you think your mother would sleep with me? Oh yeah, give me the PG buzzer, I dare you. You can't, right? You know, because you know I'm right. That's exactly what's happening here. Bombay tells Charlie to take care of his mom. Bombay also wants to take care of Charlie's mom. Charlie's mom watches from the window and her heart is melting. Look at him bond with my son. Just look at him. The limo is driving through the city and suddenly the window shatters. They screech to a stop. Bombay gets out and sees that rollerblader, tossing football player, sad kid that was sitting in the arena and shopping at the sports store. He has a hockey stick, and it was him that rifled that shot that shattered the limo window. Bombay's like, how did you learn to do that? Do it again. Sad kid slap shots another limo window out. That's kind of funny. Bombay wants him to play hockey, but he can't, because he doesn't know how to skate. Hard cut to a roller rink, and the entire team is skating, and the new giant is skating as well, and it's not a roller rink. They are rollerblading through a mall. This is the most 90s thing I have ever seen, and also one of the greatest things I think I've ever seen. Some poor woman minding her own business gets knocked into the fountain. Funny stuff. They see the jerseys. They're the Ducks. The kids laugh. Emilio talks about ducks being noble, and I don't know about that. Check out True Facts About Ducks on YouTube, but make sure you're 18 and have a shower immediately after, and a warm and happy place to go to. Bombay gives a duck speech and they all buy in. Charlie's mom gives him bedroom eyes from across the room. It's game time. They have jerseys. They have the sad giant with a sick slap shot. He practices and everyone is in awe. His shot breaks the arena glass. Bombay gets pre-game quack, quack chant going, and you can tell these kid actors are having a blast acting in this scene. That's fun. That's always fun to see that. Suddenly, just like magic, they can all pass and shoot, and they score. One kid gets a puck to the head, and he's almost knocked out. Bombay rushes up to the ice. He holds up 4 fingers and goes, how many fingers am I holding up? Another teammate says, he wouldn't know that anyway. That's a money line. They tie the game, I guess, in overtime. There's no overtime in regular season. Hans, the old skate sharpener, says, a tie is what they need to make the playoffs. Pause. I believe that puts the Ducks at a record of 0-9-1. And if I'm sportsing right, how are they anywhere near the playoffs with this record? Okay, the Banks kid was on the other team that I mentioned earlier. This is trouble. According to zoning bylaws or whatever, Banks should be a Duck. Bombay is all smug about this, and he's showing the other coach a map of the city and where Banks lives. Banks has to become a Duck, and his old coach is mad. Okay, here comes the misunderstanding. The old mean coach is fuming about losing Banks to Bombay, so he corners Bombay in the dressing room hallway and tells him, they're a team of losers, and Bombay says with obvious sarcasm, well, maybe they are losers, and his team around the corner overhears this, and they don't understand sarcasm. Old coach says, you're not a has-been, Bombay, you're a never-been. The jig is already up. The kids are like, Bombay called us a loser. He used to be a Hawk. And he missed a goal. Screw this guy. Most of the team turn their back on Bombay and leave, and Coach Bombay says to the remaining few kids that, I'm going to the ice for the game. Anyone who still wants to play is welcome to join me. He goes to the ice. No one comes. It's sad. He has to forfeit the game. He meets Charlie for coffee. Like Kid Charlie, nothing weird about that. He explains to the kid how, yes, I used to be a Hawk. And yes, I missed a penalty shot. And okay, Charlie's mom is a waitress at this diner they're having coffee at. He explains how his mom has many dates, but they bolt when they find out she has a kid. Oh, lots of sad lessons here in 1992. Also, maybe it's you, Charlie. Here we go again with the adult humor. The kids are in school. Apparently, they're all in the same class, like the entire team. They make a blue balls joke. The teacher has to leave the class for some, and then some minor teasing escalates into a full-on brawl with the entire class. The teacher comes back and says, "What do you have to say for yourself?" And they all chant, "Quack, quack, quack, quack." Okay. Bombay's probation is over. He can come back, but Mr. Ducksworth, his boss, is best friends with Banks' dad, the good hockey player. He wants the kid back on the Hawks, the good team. And then this will all go away, and Bombay can have his old life back. But no, it's speech time. He's learned too much. Bombay would rather throw away his lucrative law career just to be a good guy and a hero to the kids and a shot at Charlie's mom. Ducksworth says, "You gotta choose." He does. He chooses the shot at Charlie's mom, and he has to clean out his desk. He's done. Bombay starts quacking, and that sets off Ducksworth. He tells the old man Ducksworth, "You paid for the jerseys, but you didn't earn it." Oh! Bombay goes and sees the kids in school. They're all in detention. It's time to rally the troops one last time and get back on the ice. He explains how they're too poor to understand sarcasm and he says, "You know what it's like to be misunderstood." Good one. The inspirational music begins creeping up underneath. What's it gonna be? We a team or what? The music grows, and they all agree one by one. Ah, let's do it! The Banks comes in, and it's all attitude from these players. How quickly they forget what it's like to be an outcast. They're just mean to Banks. It's game time. No one will pass to Banks. These kids are jerks. It's tied in the third period. They need to win, so they pull the goalie. This is the actual 90s No Fear t-shirt. The sad giant kid named Fulton takes a slap shot, and the other team jumps out of the way, and it goes all the way through the back of the net. They get the win, and they make the playoffs and the front page of the newspaper. So, am I counting this right? The Ducks make the playoffs with a record of 1-10-1. Is that right? One win to make the playoffs. We get a cameo from two adult hockey players telling them to listen to Bombay, and these guys have to be real hockey players because they can't act, and yet this scene seems important and expensive. I don't know my hockey players. I'll Google them later. Practice montage, and I swear this is Randy Newman singing. Honestly, Newman and Phil Collins must have like dark web info about the Disney company. There's no other possible answer. Bombay, newly unemployed, takes them to a real NHL hockey game. Bombay is now setting the table at Charlie's house, and he tells Coach, "Yeah, you should take my mom out on a date tonight." So he does. This is like the blueprint to every Hallmark movie with genders reversed. Here we have a big city lawyer male who is forced to relearn how to be a good person and connects with a hockey mom. Anyway, Charlie's mom calls him out on his intentions. Okay, good for the writers here. She has some depth and forethought in this after all. She asks if he's going to be around forever. He doesn't really answer. He dodges the question and instead leads in for a kiss. I don't know. I'd be more worried about this possible long-term relationship if I was Bombay. This gal is a single mom who somehow has a large fancy house full of nice things on a mom-and-pop restaurant waitress salary. Gonna guess Charlie's dad didn't sign a prenup with this one. Regardless, more game montages. This part is super loud on the VHS tape. 5-3 win over the Hornets. It's now on to the semifinals. The Ducks will play the Cardinals. I wonder who the Ducks are gonna play in the finals. It could be anyone. It'll be the Hawks, but it could be anyone. Corner cam op does a shitty play follow, and as someone who shot corner cam hockey for 15 years now, that's unforgivable. When Mighty Ducks 4 goes into production, okay, they win, and now they battle the Hawks in the final. More issues as Bombay relives the missed penalty shot again. Like, guy, you became a lawyer. Seriously, a lawyer. Let it go, Elsa. Let it go. Here we go. The finals. There's going to be some betrayal with Banks, isn't there? That's the last side story to play out. I'm also going to call the Ducks lose, and it's okay. And that's the lesson. Mean coach of the Hawks actually looks really familiar. I'll Google him after this as well. Okay, they warn Banks, don't forget what side you're on. Puck drops, and the Hawks are a bunch of rough, cheating goons. Oh yeah, I got to go back to that side story about cheating too. And okay, yeah, cheaters never win. We're going to come back to that. They're playing rough and cheating, and it's 1-0 for the Hawks, 2-0 for the Hawks. Can we talk about how there's 2 girls on the Duck team, and that's not even a big deal for this movie? That's pretty progressive for 1992, I guess. 3-0. The Ducks are getting defeathered. They're getting plucked. Mean coach wants the goons to take Banks out of the game, and it's a kidney shot from behind. Banks goes down, but he also scores on his way out. He's out. Banks is out. The paramedics come out. One player asks the Hawks goon, "What did you do that for?" "My job." Cross-checking call. Banks is on the gurney, and he gets the team, tells them to kick some Hawk butt. Do it for Banks. Bombay has words with the mean Hawk coach. "To think I spent years caring about what you thought of me. You're going down!" I hate myself for legit feeling that moment. Stupid sports movie sucking me in. I'm all in. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go, Ducks. Then Fulton Kid takes a slap shot so hard it knocks the goalie into the net with the puck. 2-3. Is it going to come down to a penalty shot, and is Charlie going to make it? Then to celebrate the win, Bombay is totally just going to absolutely mack on Charlie's mom, just center ice. Just the most uncomfortable, deepest tongue kissing you can imagine in front of the entire team of kids. Hawks score 4-2. If this was pro wrestling with 20 seconds left in the third, Banks would be running out with bandaged ribs, dragging an IV as he skates back onto the ice and scores the winning goal instead. But instead, the Ducks come up with a play where the figure skater twirls until she gets past the puck and then scores. 3-4, a loose cannon. Fulton starts swinging at the Hawk bench. Awesome. He gets kicked out of the game. Again, if this was wrestling, he would powerbomb every member of the Hawks before the refs pulled him back to the dressing room. And yes, what I'm trying to say is that real sports would be better if they were more pro wrestling. And yes, I know this movie isn't real sports. I'm just making a statement. Okay, shut up. Okay, the Ducks tie it up. It's 4-4. The entire arena is quacking. His weird limo driver is the assistant coach. I missed that somewhere. Okay, here we go. Breakaway, hooking, no call. We go into overtime. Oh no, there was a call. It's a penalty shot, an overtime penalty shot. The team wants one of the good players to take the shot, but Bombay wants Charlie to take it because he wants to sleep with Charlie's mom. Oh, yeah, again, I dare you to put up the PG. You can't, because that's exactly what's going on. This is exactly what's happening in this movie right now. This is insane. Come on! You know, everyone talks about the unflattering depiction of women in Disney movies. Here we have a dude whose entire childhood was stolen from him because he missed one goal in a hockey game he played as a kid, and that moment shaped the rest of his adult life. He did everything he could to prove he actually wasn't a loser, including putting himself through law school, people, and becoming an undefeated lawyer, and that still wasn't enough for him to get over that moment as a kid, and now he has a 1 in a million chance of redemption, and he's going to possibly throw it away because he's interested in a hockey mom. Charlie slow motion takes the penalty shot and makes it. The Ducks win. I hate myself for having goosebumps, but here we are. There's a wide shot of the team in celebration, and like they don't point attention to it, but somewhere in there, one of the girl players starts straight up just making out hard with one of the boy players. So it's awkward. It's uncomfortable. After the game, they're suddenly outside, and Bombay goes down the line one-on-one and shakes the team's hands, and then he gets on a bus. He's going to try out for the minors. So after all this, he leaves Charlie and his mom to go chase his dreams of being a pro hockey player. Power ballad to end. If there was a lesson here, it went over my head, folks. Credits. Oh my God, Joshua Jackson was Charlie, the guy from Dawson's Creek. Okay. I'm very excited for the second period of Mighty May, for D2. You might even say, I don't want to wait. Shut up, that was great. Don't make me toss the gloves or drop them or whatever.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and personal appearance that he has. Thank you.